This is WNEP TV 16, the news station. Now, Nolan Johannes, Karen Harch, Jack Ruland in Skycam 16, meteorologist Tom Clark with his backyard forecast, and Tim Carlson Sports. This is Newswatch 16.
I was not fully informed on the nature of one of the activities undertaken in connection with this initiative. This action raises serious questions of propriety.
With that announcement today, President Reagan said his secret arms deal with Iran was in part a secret to him.
And because of this mounting controversy, the president announced 2 White House aides who allegedly made and kept the secret are calling it quits. Good evening, I'm Nolan Johannes.
And I'm Karen Harch. We're learning more and more about the now not-so-secret arms deal with Iran, and President Reagan claims he was partially kept in the dark about the whole thing. The president went on national TV today to talk briefly about the shakeup, the resignation of his national security advisor, John Poindexter, and Poindexter's chief aide, Lieutenant Colonel Oliver North, has been relieved of his duties. It's all because Attorney General Edwin Meese has found that between $10 and $30 million profit from weapon sales to Iran actually ended up in the hands of U.S.-backed rebels in Nicaragua. It's a bizarre twist to an already heated controversy, but President Reagan still insists he did not make a mistake.
I believe our policy goals toward Iran were well-founded. However, the information brought to my attention yesterday convinced me that in one aspect, implementation of that policy was seriously flawed.
President Reagan wants a review of the arms sale and will appoint a special board to look into the National Security Council's role in foreign policy. And they're checking to see if any criminal charges should be filed.
Newswatch 16 reached several of our congressmen for reaction to today's announcements. Congressman Paul Kędzierski calls it a crisis of confidence, adding the disclosure is incredible and probably only the beginning, but adds that we all should wait for further facts before making any judgments. Congressman George Gekas says he will support a special commission to look into the situation and find out what happened. Later in this newscast, we hope to talk live via satellite with Senator Arlen Specter.
One man vitally interested in the Iranian situation, a man with first-hand experience in Iran, is the former head of the U.S. Embassy in Tehran.
Bruce Langan was one of the hostages held in Iran for 444 days. He's speaking tonight at Luzerne County Community College. And he's live now with Newswatch 16's Mark Davis. Mark?
Nolan, thank you very much. And Mr. Ambassador, Mr. Langan, the first question I have for you is, as a former hostage, how do you react to this whole Iranian connection that's resurfaced now 6 years after your captivity ended?
Well, Mark, I react to it with interest, obviously, personal interest. I react to it in this sense that I support the president in the basic thrust of the policy, that is to search for possible openings in the government of Iran that would suggest the possibility, at least, of a future relationship. I've got considerable reservations, I can assure you, on the way in which it evolved involving trade, or at least the perception that arms were traded for hostages.
What about your reaction to what now is an enlarging crisis of confidence in Washington with the president and with the possible connections that Iran may have inadvertently supplied arms to the Contras in Nicaragua?
Well, I'm a bit overwhelmed by the latter. I'm not in a position to speak to it. But I would say generally, in response to your question, that I've always regarded terrorism, dealing with terrorism, as a learning experience. We learn from every experience and from every incident and from every issue. And I think out of this will come some real learning, not least a new focus, a new emphasis on the importance of government dealing effectively within itself. In this case, ensuring that major departments of government, state and defense are working closely with us and not at cross purposes as at times it seemed to be in the case here.
Mr. Langan, thank you very much. More discussion will follow tonight at 7 o'clock here at Luzerne County Community College. We're at the Educational Conference Center on the Nanticoke campus. I'm Mark Davis, live with the Instacam at Luzerne County Community College.
Thank you, Mark. And when Newswatch 16 continues, we'll tell you why the image of a dead man haunts 2 professional medical people.
Plus, we'll show you a Skycam 16 view of part of Interstate 80, blocked since last night.
Think your cereal is nutritious? Put down your spoon and listen. Because a leading consumer magazine ranked 59 cold cereals on fiber, protein, sugar, sodium, and fat. And of those 59 cereals, they found 3 varieties in the Bisco shredded wheat topped the ratings, providing plenty of fiber and protein, no sugar, and very little sodium or fat. So before you pick up your spoon, Pick up the leading cereal that topped the ratings, the Bisco shredded wheat.
I would probably be out digging ditches right now. I wouldn't have had a future. JATI made a big difference in my life. I think that Johnson Technical Institute's greatest attributes are they're constantly upgrading their state-of-the-art equipment, and also that the students are able to work with this equipment hands-on.
If you don't think that you're ever going to find the right job, maybe it's time you looked into Johnson Technical Institute.
State police in central Pennsylvania now say it'll be late tonight or early tomorrow morning before part of Interstate 80 is open again. A truckload of bombs went off the road late last night, closing the interstate in parts of Center and Clearfield counties. Newswatch 16's Bob Costantini says it's an extremely careful kind of cleanup.
32 cluster bombs in special metal casings sit on the side of Interstate 81 near Milesburg, north of Bellefonte. 8 fell completely off the back of a flatbed truck that went out of control last night, struck a truck parked on the shoulder, then went over the bank. No one was seriously hurt, but what a scare. Army and Navy bomb experts worked carefully to pick the bombs up with a crane, though the explosives are not fused.
There's virtually no chance of there being any accident caused by. The bombs are all in individual containers which are strapped together in groups of 4.
The bombs were going from New Jersey to Indiana. Cluster bombs are actually several bombs in one and are effective against tank armor.
Because of the accident, state police were forced to close off a 37-mile section of Interstate 80 both ways. They set up an extensive detour.
The 50-mile detour south of I-80 takes traffic through Bellefonte and Phillipsburg in Center County. But state police feel they have to keep the road closed.
It's going to be a pretty hairy type operation to try and lift those up out of there without dropping any or damaging them any more than they already are.
The blocked highway means emptiness at this truck stop restaurant just off the exit where the bomb truck went off the interstate. Money is being lost here, and all the help has been sent home.
We'd be packed right now. This is lunchtime. But it's hard to say because of the diesel fuel. A restaurant business would probably be, $1,500, $2,000.
Carefully, 2 by 2, 30,000 pounds of bombs are pulled up. The driver of the bomb truck is expected to be charged by state police for causing the accident and the scare. Bob Costantini, Newswatch 16, near Milesburg, Center County.
The owner of a Luzerne County furniture store, Action 16 told us about 2 weeks ago, has filed for bankruptcy. Customers were so upset they picketed the discount furniture store or gallery in Luzerne. Jerry Gartenberg tried to find out today whether customers have any hope of getting their money back.
Customers of the Discount Furniture Gallery may have a hard time getting answers from the store's owner, Amy Goodman. I found the doors to her Luzerne store closed this Tuesday. And if Goodman gets her way, the legal doors will be closed on some unhappy customers. Goodman has asked a federal bankruptcy court to wipe out her debts, saying she doesn't have the money to pay back what she owes. The store owner took that action following Action 16's report that the state's investigating more than 30 complaints from her furniture customers. One of the customers who picketed 2 weeks ago showed up at the store to find it closed.
I kind of suspected that she would file bankruptcy, but I'm very disappointed because I don't think people should be allowed to rip people off like this and then use the law to escape from it.
I couldn't reach Amy Goodman. John Doran is the court-appointed attorney who's supposed to figure out if anyone's entitled to money. He said if the court finds Goodman's financially drained, as she claims, it could wipe out her debts. But the court doesn't have to do that.
If it turns out that a person who filed bankruptcy did something that violated the bankruptcy code or certain laws of the United States, they will not be discharged. It doesn't mean that the creditors are going to collect. It merely means that the creditors are still creditors after the proceeding and can attempt to collect it. It doesn't mean they will collect it.
The bottom line, admits John Doran, customers could be waiting months or even years with no guarantee of getting a penny. Doran says he should know better by late December what the prospects are for customers who say they didn't get the furniture they paid for. Jerry Gartenberg, Action 16, Luzerne.
And Chief Meteorologist Tom Clark is next with the Holiday Weather Watch.
And, pardon me, but we hope it won't be a foul Thanksgiving.
It depends on how you spell foul, Karen.
True, okay.
It will be foul in one way, okay? When we come back, I'll have the latest on the big storm that's heading our way. You're watching Newswatch 16 on WNEP TV, and we're proud to serve Bellefonte and all of Center County.
Armor remembers. Remember when you lost your first tooth? You thought you'd really miss it.
But when it turned into a quarter, you didn't miss it so much. Well, today there's Armour's lower salt meats and cheeses, and you're afraid you'll miss that salt. Same great Armour taste, lower salt and all. Now that's something you can sink your teeth into. Lower salt bacon, ham, meats, and cheeses from Armour.
Now let's go out to the backyard. Tom is ready with our forecast. Tom?
Okay, Nolan, thank you. Clear skies over the backyard tonight. A big rainstorm is heading our way, and I'll tell you when it's going to hit in just a moment. The Weather Watch reports tonight begin out in Lycoming County, where Jason Neidig has 42 in his backyard under a clear sky. Down there in the village of Hills Terrace in Mahanoy Township, Nicholas Fort says it's 32 down there in the hollow. Clear skies, and in Wilkes-Barre, Chris Durang has 39 at his place. Clear there as well. In the backyard now, we have a view, first of all, from Skycam 16 today as it was flying over Center County, and that courtesy of photographer Larry Lavelle and, of course, our pilot Jack Woolen. 43 in the backyard now, humidity 47%, and the wind from the southwest at 5. The barometer now is holding steady, soon to be falling, at 30.27. The range in temp, 51 and 31 here today. 7, the record low set back in 1938, and we had some cold rain a year ago, the high only 37 degrees. Coming up next, we'll see the satellite view. Storm system gathering strength and a lot of moisture down over the Gulf Coast states. Put the clouds into motion, and we can see that storm system winding up into a giant comma cloud type structure. Very intense thunderstorms now, and even a few tornadoes possible this evening underneath some of these thunderstorms here. One town in Louisiana measured a foot of rain in the past 2 days from this storm system. 80-degree air is clashing with 40 and 50-degree air, causing all the turmoil, and the rain now is close to us as West Virginia and Ohio. We should get close to an inch of rain here tomorrow, so if you live near a stream, keep an eye on it, and maybe some giant puddles in some of the poor drainage areas because of some leaves that are blocking some of the drains still. Okay, for tonight, we'll get lows between about now and midnight. After then, the clouds will begin to roll in and temperatures will begin to stabilize, maybe even rise a few degrees. So don't expect any frozen precipitation at the onset of the rain tomorrow morning. Those temperatures there for lows tonight in the mid to low 30s, a southeast wind. Travel weather tomorrow, on your way to Grandma's house, rain just about everywhere across Pennsylvania, out to the west, to the south, and even to the north. Warmer temperatures as you head to the south. Here's the sunrise time for tomorrow morning, and that will be coming up shortly, I hope. Yes, 7:04, and the sunset now at 4:37. Okay, overnight, increasingly cloudy. The rain begins by about rush hour tomorrow morning. It'll be heavy. There'll be some strong gusts of wind and some fog tomorrow night. The rain should end by daybreak on Thanksgiving. It looks to be a partly sunny holiday with temperatures in the mid-40s, and then pretty good heading into the weekend. We'll have more tonight.
Okay, Tom.
Thanks, Tom. The Sports Watch is next. Tim Carlson has a brand new high school Super 16 and the college top 10 rankings.
Plus, the American League Rookie of the Year.
No more excuses for spots.
Spots?
The kids probably unloaded the dishwasher.
I think she borrowed them.
Louise.
I air-dried these dishes.
No more excuses for spots with new improved Cascade. Under tough conditions like air drying, other leading brands can leave spots. Cascade's advanced sheeting action leaves dishes virtually spotless. Let's start over with Cascade. Beautiful.
Everything looks wonderful.
Even when you air dry, there's no excuse for spots with new improved Cascade.
Come, feel the freshness. Tropicana Pure Premium shades your morning with a taste so fresh, so pure, so natural. Pure Premium. Only Florida oranges. With nothing added, nothing taken away. The taste could only be one. Feel the freshness. It's pure Tropicana.
Earlier we told you about the latest twist in the secret arms sale to Iran.
Joining us live now is, via satellite from Philadelphia, is U.S. Senator Arlen Specter. Senator, thank you for joining us at this hour. And first of all, I guess, is there a crisis tonight, do you think, within the Reagan administration because of what has happened today?
Well, I would say the situation is very serious when you have a disclosure by the President and by the Attorney General who announces an investigation that matters have been done in violation of what the Congress has said, that There are resources, arms, funds, monies going to the Contras in Nicaragua in violation of U.S. law. I would say that's very serious.
Senator, do you think this is just the tip of the iceberg? Do you think there are more problems? And what do you and other people on Capitol Hill plan to do about this, if anything?
We plan to investigate it. I'm on the Intelligence Committee, and we will call these people before us, and we will get to the bottom of it. Whether it's the tip of the iceberg, no one knows. But I think that there are serious matters involved, and I think we have to find all the facts and let the chips fall where they may.
All right, we'll be waiting for that then, Senator. Thank you for being with us tonight.
Thank you, Senator. And now it's time for the Sports Watch with
Now let me just slide in here.
Slide right in.
Didn't want to get in the senator's way, that's for sure. We got some rankings to talk about tonight. Okay? Following the District 4 and 11 championships and the Eastern Conference semifinals, there are major changes in this week's Super 16 high school football rankings. So let's take a look right now. At number 16, the Upper Dauphin Trojans, down from 8th. They lost to Shenandoah in the Eastern Conference semis. At number 15, the GAR Grenadiers, down from number 7, losing to Marion Catholic in the Eastern Conference semis. At 14, the Shenandoah Blue Devils, up from nowhere. They won the Eastern Conference semi over Upper Dauphin. At number 13, the Central Columbia Blue Jays. They're a new entry after defeating Carbondale in the Eastern Conference semis. At number 12, the Penn Argyl Green Knights. They won the District 11A title. In the number 11 spot, the Towanda Black Knights, down from 4th after their loss in the District 4 title game. At number 10, the Stroudsburg Mountaineers, slipping from 3rd. They lost in the District 11 AAA championship game. At number 9, the Valley View Cougars, last week's number 2, lost to Mount Carmel in the Eastern Conference semis. At number 8, the Whitehall Zephyrs, up from 15. They won the District 11 AAA championship. At number 7, the Mount Carmel Red Tornadoes, up from 14 after a win over Valley View in the Eastern Conference semis. At 6, the Muncie Indians, last week number 11. They won the District 4A championship. In 5th, Mahanoy Area Golden Bears, up from 10th after a win in the Eastern Conference semis. At number 4, the Montoursville Warriors, up from number 9 after taking the District 4 AAA title. At number 3, the North Schuylkill Spartans, last week number 6. They took the District 11 AA championship. At number 2, the Williamsport Millionaires, up from 5th after a big win in the Eastern Conference semis. They were the preseason number 2, by the way. And at number 1, the Marion Catholic Colts, remaining in the top spot for the 6th straight week. They won the Eastern Conference semi over GAR. The Colts are the only undefeated and untied team in the entire viewing area. No big surprises in this week's college top 10 rankings released this morning by the Associated Press. Penn State right where it belongs at number 1, Miami of Florida, 54 of 60 first-place votes. Penn State at number 2, 4 first-place votes. The only team with 11 wins in the poll. And here's the rest of them. Oklahoma, Michigan, LSU, Nebraska, Alabama, Arizona State, Arkansas, and Texas A&M. A first for the Oakland A's today as outfielder Jose Canseco was named American League Rookie of the Year by the Baseball Writers Association of America. Canseco was the first Oakland A's player to win rookie honors. Harry Bird was the last A's player to win, but that was when the team was back in Philadelphia in '52. Canseco beat out the California Angels first baseman Wally Joyner in a close vote, 110-98. His stats for the season, a .240 batting average, 33 home runs, and 117 RBIs. On the downside, Canseco led the American League with 175 strikeouts and had the longest batting slump in the majors, and 0 for 40 ending in late August. Canseco is just 22 years old. One final note, the Pennsylvania Game Commission expects an even bigger black bear harvest than yesterday on the second day of the three-day season. The improved weather conditions, the biggest factor. We'll let you know tonight how the day went for area hunters. By the way, last night and this morning we reported a bear weighing 680 pounds was taken by an area hunter. That report was incorrect, and we apologize for the error. Largest bear so far is 577 pounds.
Still big.
We'll see you at 11.
Okay, thanks, Tim.
Thanks, Tim. When Newswatch 16 continues, we'll share the holiday spirit.
We'll celebrate that Thanksgiving feeling and show you how you help to feed a friend.
Coffee should please all the senses. To the eye, it should appear rich, not thin. The aroma should capture the taste, intense, as in this dark roasted Nescafe Brava, smooth, subtle, as in this Nescafe Silka. And the taste, that's why only Nescafe custom blends 4 distinctive coffees.
Ultimately, taste is in the eye, nose, and palate of the beholder.
Nescafe, taste your way.
Hello? What's the matter? Where are you?
Before your children have to make decisions about drugs, teach them why to say no. Teach them how to say no.
We'll be right there. It's okay. Our son just said no to some friends. He needs a ride home.
We're proud of you, son.
This message is in support of President and Mrs. Reagan's Just Say No to Drugs program.
Finally, some results today. Results from the weeks of collecting food and money for Feed a Friend. About 1,100 families in Lackawanna County lined up today to receive boxes and bags of food for Thanksgiving dinner. The distribution today took place at the United Neighborhood Services Center in Scranton, the Lackawanna County agency handling the project there. The food from donations, appeals that include WNEP's Feed a Friend. And there was gratefulness from those in need.
With this here program, in the Feed a Friend program, we're more on the table this year.
Officials say demand for the food is up at least 10% this year, but so are the contributions of money and food throughout northeastern and central Pennsylvania.
And that is Newswatch 16 for this Tuesday.
And be sure to join us again tonight on the update, when we will have the latest on that Nanticoke fire tonight at a high-rise for the elderly.
World News Tonight is next with a series of reports on the crisis at the White House.
For the team, thank you for joining us.
Enjoy your evening.